All right, great question. So I've been visiting Filecoin events since the September 2022. We've been building an ecosystem for more than 1.5 years, and I've been friends with a couple of Filecoin ecosystem founders already before, like for example Ayush and Nandit. Ayush, the founder of Huddle, and one of the founders of Huddle, and Nandit, the founder of Lighthouse Storage. So I was always, every time we were seeing each other on one or another Filecoin event, I was always promising them that I'm gonna come to Bangalore soon. And now finally I'm here. So I'm super excited to be here. And I need to tell you that this is one of a kind event. It's very, very different from everything what I've seen before. So many smart kids in one place, super open-minded, warm-hearted, zero arrogant people. Like I haven't seen a single arrogant person here. So I really believe this is how Web3 events should feel like, and this proves one more time that India has such an amazing, huge potential for this upcoming century.
Right. Thank you so much. Like that really means a lot. You spoke a lot about the people, the community right now. In a conversation, I'd love to know your thoughts on India and the developer ecosystem in India specifically, like that developer community. What do you think about that?
Well, I really see a lot of like young and already experienced developers here, more than at any other conference that I've been visiting in the last 1.5 years. And I mean, Bangalore is the Silicon Valley of India, right? And the concentration of builders here is so high that's amazing. And while I was driving from the airport to the founder's house where I'm staying with other builders, I've just seen so many co-working spaces like on the way. So it definitely proves that there's enormous amount like of smart kids here building the future. And I also, because I was born in the Soviet Union, and I think like our countries went through a lot of really, really hard times. But I'm really happy for India, because India right now is going the right path for sure. Flying to the moon, supporting all the young developers. And I think all these lessons that we have learned in the past, somehow our new generation's gonna learn from it, and they're gonna really like use all this bad experience to be able to build the new society. It's interesting, but for example, right now in Europe, we can see that there are not so many developers, because life is kind of good. Like the infrastructure is kind of there, and everything is set up. So there is no need to disrupt, right? And but still, we all understand that the old system is outdated, completely outdated, and we need something else. Like we need the transparent, open world and registry systems to maintain the society of the future, and to finally lower the corruption as much as possible.
Right. Absolutely. I totally 100% agree with you.
So first of all, I would like to share that right now I'm literally living like time of my life. It feels like everything else, what I've been going through was some kind of a tutorial. And now I'm 35 years old, and finally I have great team. I have clear vision. I have a great product. We are actively onboarding users right now. The first version of FileMarket is live. We have also launched File Bunny's EFT collection, encrypted file token collection. Encrypted file tokens is the modification of ERC-721 NFTs with attached encrypted data containers. And so FileBunnies became actually the biggest cross-marketing campaign until now in the Filecoin and IPFS ecosystem. That's why we also became the app of the month in July. And right now we are super excited kind of like to get to the next level. We have built the product, and right now we are actively onboarding users, and we are trying to fine-tune the UX to create additional incentives to be able to create the network effect around FileMarket. So basically now we have all the basic functionality that needs to be there, but we are super excited about the concept of DataFi, meaning that we are trying to somehow integrate DeFi mechanics into our file sharing platform, where people can trade any kind of digital goods. and we have some amazing ideas. We're going to be participating in the East India Hackathon in a couple of days, so we are planning to release the first prototype of a DataFi token there. So I really believe right now we are coming really close, or we are already in the beginning of the third stage of the evolution of the Web3 industry in general. And during this stage, I really believe we are going to come to the mass adoption and prove to the whole world that Web3 can bring a real value to this world society. So pretty much if we take a look back at the 2016, we can see that all the startups, they were just releasing a token, giving some promises, and then communities were trading the token on centralized exchanges. That's pretty much all what was happening back then. Then in 2020-21, we saw the new hype, and everything was going around the token and some custom logic on the public chain, which are smart contracts actually. So it was the combination of tokens plus smart contracts. So we have seen all this basic functionality for minting, staking, voting, swapping, all these basic NFT, DeFi, and DAO stories. But still, we have seen that the whole industry went down like so quickly and so rapidly because there was no real value inside. So right now we are finally coming to this third stage of the evolution of blockchain, where we have a token, smart contract, and the data that can be computed over straight out of the smart contract. And this data was actually the missing link. This data is something what brings the real value. And this is going to be the way how we're going to be able to prove to all governments and all other corporations and businesses and other communities in the world that Web3 is something what we need to organize the world of the future and to define how the whole world is going to be functioning. Because pretty much right now, the way our Web3 big, lovely community going to build this new Web3 internet, the way the new internet will function, that will actually define the way the world will be organized. I really believe, by the way, one last thing, I think it's an interesting idea here, is that Ethereum is going to become the new global jurisdiction. So for example, right now we are going to our local governments, asking them to register an LLC, a company for us, which is pretty much just a line in the registry that the guy by this name owns the company with this name, which was registered on this date. So the same we could definitely do already right now in Ethereum. And I believe that the whole world is going to become some kind of a network federation, federal network state in some way. And Ethereum going to be the main global jurisdictional system. And in some ways, it's also interesting because we could say that AI feels like it's a second coming of the God to the earth. So everything what is happening around Web3 in the crypto space, all this cypherpunk culture, it feels for me like as if it's like not just a tech or like social movement. It's almost like a religious political story. Like we have our own prophets, and we are following them all around the world, spreading the new knowledge, like welcoming new people to join us. And if we take a look back in the history, then 2.5 years ago, there was this time frame where all these personalities like Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad were appearing, and then all these stories were created back then that literally defined the way the world was organized for the last 2,000 years. So pretty much all these unified religions, they became the systems that were organizing huge amounts of people, like to allowing them to communicate and cooperate together. And right now, we are definitely at the end of this stage. So to stay efficient and to continue the development, we definitely need new systems. And in some way, like different blockchain protocols and communities, they are almost like different religions. And like Balaji said today on the panel discussion, he said actually in some way, they are also like, each protocol is actually almost like a network state. So it's an amazing fusion. Everything is mixed up here. And it's the biggest blessing in my life is just to be the part of it.